Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for live streaming with us. I'm Mary Jo Abatello. I am one of the volunteer law enforcement liaison and training coordinator chair for RVR Horse Rescue. I'm also a member of our L.A.R.T team, and L.A.R.T stands for Large Animal Rescue Team. We train together, we work together to go out and help large animals who are either severely injured or ill, and they need medical attention. So I also have some of my awesome team members here of L.A.R.T. We've got Brenda and we've got Michelle, and Jeff is over there. He's also part of our team. So in just a few moments, I'm going to go over some of the equipment that we use. As you can imagine, we've been doing rescues for a very long time. Horses are down, they're out in the field, either severely ill or they're abused and neglected, and they're down. And so how do you get a 1,500-pound horse up on their feet and get them to medical attention? So it requires specialized training and equipment, and that is what we've been doing and working together with our team to enhance our skills. And so that's where we are at. We formulated our official team in 2018, and currently we have approximately 15 L.A.R.T team members, and always recruiting for more. And we train at least quarterly, if not more, so that our skills are sharp, so that we can assist other agencies, law enforcement agencies, fire rescue, as well as at the local level, the state level, and we even have partnerships within the national level. So that is what we do. And so part of the equipment that we use, and Michelle, if you have a moment that you could just kind of explain some of what the equipment is that they see here, sure, that would be awesome.
Up front, we've got some hobbles that can be used to immobilize horses' feet once we've got them down on the ground and immobilized. These are straps that we would not use on the animal itself or for any kind of lifting. We'd put these around the tree, either in a basket, or we could cinch one end through the other to attach some rigging to. These larger ones that have the black line in the middle, for example, these are used for harnessing the animal when we need to put some rigging on them to lift them. So the little black mark's kind of a halfway point for putting it over their back or under their rib cage. And then you've got attachment points up here where you can either use it as a cinch, pulling it through itself, or you can attach other stuff to it and use it as a basket. In my hands is a piece that you guys didn't already have out. This is not for rigging for a horse. This is actually a catch pole that you can use to capture a horse that already has a halter on it. So if you are trying to get one that's hard to catch, like some of the passos out here, you could use this extendable painter's pole that has a super clip on the end, put a self-locking carabiner inside the super clip, and then now you've got some extended reach for an animal that maybe won't let you get close to it. You can buy some time, maybe get close to the animal with the pole, and the moment you can get a hold of any part of their halter, you yank this off. It's got a lead rope already attached to it, and you've got them. So that's kind of a handy dandy thing that we've picked up in training. And I don't know if you wanted me to say anything more about the cinches,
Nope,
but
that's great. While Michelle comes around, you can also see the equipment is vital when we're responding. We don't know the exact condition of the horse and the atmosphere in which they're in. They could be stuck in mud, they could be down in a stall. So we need to have all types of rigging equipment available to us so that we can assess the scene. And we follow the incident command system. Many of you out there as first responders or working for agencies, you're well aware of that incident command. So one person of the team will assess the situation. They're in charge. You have a safety officer, and we assign that as we go along. So if you want to explain about the slide.
yeah, so this is a slide that we would end up being able to get a horse on. Of course, you can't just slide it underneath them, so you have to use some of these cinches and webbing to roll the horse up, be able to wedge this up under them, and then you've got the horse attached to some rigging already where you can pull them onto the slide as you're pushing the slide underneath them. But once they're on the slide, it makes it a lot easier to move that animal. They weigh a lot, so you can attach You can attach D-rings and you can attach cable and webbing to different points all around the slide, and then attach that to a vehicle and drag them out. Or you could even attach it to an anchor point and use a pulley system to use that leverage to pull them out of a place where maybe they couldn't stand, or to pull them to a place, pull them even onto a flatbed or into a trailer if you had to. It's just it's a way to move a horse that can't get up on its own feet.
Right, exactly. And so again, we've responded to many situations. Getting called out for the most recent one, we were called out to a bull that was stuck in the mud. So when we responded, we were assisting the local agency and how we can help them. And so that's what we're here for. Obviously, we specialize in horses, but it is for large animal rescue, and so that is what our team is training for. You want to talk about the pulley and the rigging?
Yeah.
Just briefly?
I'm not an expert with pulley systems and what every piece is called, but I can use them to rig pulley systems. This one will lock on itself once the rope is through it, but they open up so that you can run rope through it very easily. And now you've got something that gives you something that's very fluid to pull the rope against. So I can hook this up to a plate, and this plate would be attached to some anchor point, like a vehicle, a very strong building, a tree if we had it, something that's strong enough to pull against. And then I can rig this up, run the rope back, have another pulley here if I need to make some more mechanical advantage. And then I can also use the other side if I need to come back up to this to multiply that mechanical advantage. But these are the kinds of systems that we use. This is the kind of rope that we use. This is a climbing rope, but it's not a dynamic rope. And climbers, they like to have a little bit of give on their rope, but we can't have that in rescue. So rescue, we use what's called a static kern mantle. Static means there is no stretch and give. That way you don't have any extra slack when you're not planning for it. And then we also use this rope to, practice our knots. So maybe at an attachment point, we may not have these cinches to run around the tree. We might have to use ropes, and there's different ways we can attach to that. To hook this to a rope that was on the tree, we would use what we call a figure 8 on a bite. So this is a bite, B-I-G-H-T, not B-I-T-E. This is a bite where it's a fold in the rope. And so we do that not on the fold in the rope. So instead of doing a simple figure 8, which would be this is a single strand of rope, we would do that on the bite so that we have a loop left at the end to use as an attachment point. So when we do the figure 8 on a bite this way, it gives us a loop to use as an attachment point.
And it makes it stronger. Mm-hmm. It's based on the weight.
The figure 8 is something we use a lot. Actually, if it's the only knot you know, that's a good thing, because you can also use the figure 8 to attach ropes of a similar diameter together. So if I've got this on one end, I can have another rope come that I want to attach to make something longer, and just simply follow this knot through and connect the two, but they've got to be the same diameter to do that. So it's a good way to attach two ropes together. It's a good way to create an attachment point for an anchor. It's probably the most functional knot. A lot of first responders will tell you that's the only knot, the main knot that they use, even though there's a whole lot of others.
Absolutely.
that we know.
And the thing is, when we're getting the information coming in of an animal down, we're trying to assess, where it is, what's going on. The first responders, we have what we call go bags. So each of our team members has their helmet, their gloves. You see protective equipment. We have reflective glasses, or vests, eye protection. We're probably going to be out there in the middle of the night, or it goes into the night. So we have lighting and so forth. So the trailer and this equipment is housed here at RVR, and so when the call comes in, someone will get the trailer, they'll get the equipment while we have members responding to the scene. And so there may be a time delay. The whole time is the first person that's there, they meet with who's in charge of that scene. It goes back into that incident command, and then we filter that information back and forth try and get a veterinarian involved, especially if the owner is there, to assess the animal. And that is what we do as well. We may not be able to find the owner of that animal right then and there, so we are assessing, our medical team is assessing that animal for respirations, you know, their condition. So all that stuff is happening simultaneously. If you kind of equate it to us humans having a medical emergency and you're waiting for the first responders, the ambulance, fire, rescue, all of them to come, that's what we're doing, only it's a large animal who can't necessarily speak for themselves. So we're using our skills and abilities and experience to be able to assess that scene and then transfer that information to responding units. So with all that, and again, we're all volunteers, so we have a passion for the horses, we have a passion for being out there to help the animals in distress. And again, we specialize, as you all well know, RVR Horse Rescue specializes in abused and neglected horses. And so we rescue them, we rehabilitate them, hopefully get them for their forever home, or they stay here with us at a brand new branch and live out their life. So I'm proud of our team, I'm proud of RVR, and we're just going to continue. We've hosted trainings with other agencies, other rescues, and so in 2021 we're going to continue on with our training with other agencies and offer that to state, local, and national folks that want to come down and train with us. So thanks for tuning in. Hit that donate button, and thank you for supporting RVR Horse Rescue.
Thank you.